sir.
Namaskaramlu, andariki namaskaramlu. Today is another very good day for all of us. That we have completed 2 months of Sanatana Dharma, and now we are in the 3rd month. Today we are going to start with 1 month of yoga classes by our CSR Prabhu garu. It will start at the same time every day on Monday to Friday. So he's joining. Meanwhile, we will.
He has joined, sir. He has joined.
Okay, welcome, Prabhu garu. We will start with Vande Mataram and Prarthana. After that, we will go for the yoga class. So I request Jaiprakash garu to do Vande Mataram.
Others, please. Vande. Please mute yourself. Vande Mataram is going on. Please mute yourself. Vande Mataram.
Let us do Vande Mataram first.
Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Sujalam Supalam Malayaj Sitalam Sasya Syamalam Mataram. Vande Mataram. Suprajotna Pulakitayaminim Pullakusumita Drumadala Sobinim Suhasinim Sumadurabhashinim Sukadam Varadam Mataram. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదాలు సార్.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదాలు Prakash garu. Now let us request Gopala Krishna garu to chant Prarthana for all of us.
Hari Om. Let's do 1 minute of meditation. Focusing on the breath, in and out. Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anasrunvannoti Visidasadanam. Om Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Virvaja Nivati Dhenama Vitriyavato. Om Sri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Guru Reva Gati Guru Meva Bhaje Guru Naiva Sahaspi Namo Gurave. Naguro Paramam Sisuraspi Guru Matirasti Guru Mama Pahi Guru. Jnananandamayam Devam Nirbalaspatika Krutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam हयग्रीवमुपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम्
ధన్యవాదములండి గోపాలకృష్ణ గారు. Thank you very much. So now let us request CSR Prabhu garu to teach us yoga classes.
Okay, welcome friends. So for the next 1 month we'll be doing practice, yoga practice, and this will be mostly practice and some part of theory is also there. We have distributed the theory notes also. So at the outset, the health is the most important thing, as you know. Without health, you cannot do anything. Perfect health is your birthright. And the health is affected by 5 different factors. One is stress, another is pollution, lack of adequate oxygen, and third is lack of exercise. Fourth is endocrine gland hormone imbalance. And then fifth is internal impurities due to pesticides and other ingredients we take. So only in yoga we have 5 solutions for these problems which we have identified. So for the internal impurities, we have yogic kriyas, cleaning the stomach, cleaning the intestines, cleaning the nose with water. And for the endocrine glands, we have the yoga asanas, which will ensure the hormone balance, secretion of the hormones correctly. And for the oxygen supply, we have pranayama. And for exercise, we have sukshma vayama, which we will be doing today. And then we have meditation, yoga nidra, or stress. So we'll be covering all the 5 in this 1 month course, gradually, step by step. So the first item which we'll be covering today is sukshma vayama, which is the certain exercises set for different parts of the body. So we have the parts of the body starting with head and going down, down, down till the toes. In the next 1 month, we'll complete all the 52 exercises. The first is the cleaning of the throat. The most important thing is the correct position. You have to stand straight with your hands tight and legs together. Keep your legs together and stand straight. Legs should be completely joined close together. Then first is cleaning the throat with air. Quick and short breath, cleaning the throat. Please mute your mics, all of you. Clean the throat with quick and short breath. Then we do a kind of a prayer with press the chin, press the chest, the notch here with 2 fingers and concentrate on Gurus or Om. Then we have the first exercise for the brain. This part of the brain, which is buddhi and driti, where people keep shikha. So for that, we bend the head backwards and breathe in and breathe out, same quick and short breath, which you did in the first time. Once again. Next, we have this Parada Shakti concept for the middle portion of the head. You look at 45 degrees bend, look at a point 5 feet away, concentrate here and repeat. Next, Medha Shakti concept, close the eyes, press into the chest, concentrate here. This is Medha Shakti. Repeat. Now, an eye exercise is there. Put off the lights, only with natural light, and keep your finger 8 inches away from the eyes. Concentrate on the fingertip and lift. Without closing the eyes, keep gazing until your eyes burn. When the eyes burn, close it, come down 6 times. When you come down, you should close the eyes. When you go up, you should not close the eyes. Next is Kapola Shakti Vikasa, or for the teeth and cheeks. Close your nose with 2 thumbs. Make your tongue like a spoon and breathe in and hold the breath, blowing the cheeks. Six times. Next, Karna Shakti Vikasa. Repeat the same thing, but closing the ears also and eyes also. Don't remove 6 times from ears. So I'll repeat once again. Close the ears and repeat that breathing, holding the breath 6 times without removing from the ears. After. Next, Griva Shakti Vikasa. Left and right. Move your head left and right slowly. The neck exercise. Griva number 1. 4 to 6 times. Number 2, up and down. Keep your feet together and hands tight. Then number 3, rotation. Go in the opposite direction. Number 4, pull it up. Pull the neck up while breathing in. And breathe out at the top. Start with the bottom. Now we have the shoulder exercises for the shoulder joints. Close your fist with thumb inside. And keep your hands tight. Breathe in through mouth like last time and move the shoulders up and down, holding breath. Next is next is open your fist. Next, stretch your 3 times. Next. Guli Mula Security. Loose. Last exercise for the hands. Pull a big weight towards you, imaginary. So we have finished the hands. We'll go for the chest. Of course, we'll be repeating this every day so that you will learn. One day you cannot learn. Lift the hands up while breathing in. And bring down while breathing out. Next, on the lower chest. Okay, now we all go to Shavasana. Just lie down for rest. Just lie down. Take deep breathing. Turn to the left. Come back to center. Turn to the right. Come back to the center. Make your mind blank. Take deep breathing. Feel the breath going in and coming out. Deep, long breath. Feel the prana spreading in the body. Okay, now come back to normal. Move your hands and legs a little bit. To recover your normal control of the body. Then now we do our muktasana. Press the leg and touch the nose to the knee. Breathing out. Breathing in. Left, right, and go. And Utkata Power Muktasana. Now, keep your legs like this and move them up and down. And keep your one leg like this. This is Jal Sirsasana or Paschimottanasana. touch your toes and touch the head to the knee. Breathing out, breathe out. Breathing in. Again, both legs. Come to Vajras. You relax, they are touching each other. The hands can be like this or like this. Vajrasana is one of the 4 static asanas. You can meditate or do pranayama. Then we'll do Padmasana. Left leg on the right and right on the left. Keep your hands like this or like this. Now watch your breath. Let us do some simple pranayama. Breathe in to the left, breathe out to the right. Breathe in to the right and breathe out 5 minutes at least. You can do this. Take deep breath, as much deep as you can. Use your middle finger and thumb. make sure that there is no smell or pollution or bad air or cooking smells that's coming when you're doing this. Now we go for meditation. Just sit with Chinmukha. Just observe what is happening. Close your eyes and watch your thoughts. That's the first stage. You get thoughts, all kinds of thoughts, images, they come and go. Don't get carried away. Don't try to stop. Let them come and go. As you observe. Now, second stage, watch your breath. Feel the breath going in and coming out. Third stage, feel the breath going in and coming out with sound of so and hum. Internally, no sound externally. So while breathing in and hum while breathing. So hum. So hum. Then stop everything and be just blank in yourself. Now take a deep breath and produce the sound Om all jointly together. Long Om for 10 times. Take deep breath. Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti. Okay, now we go for the theory class. I sent you the books, notes. This is the first volume, and second volume is also there. So in the first volume, the first unit in course 1 is yoga, meaning, definition, concepts, aims, objectives, and misconceptions. The intrinsic nature of human mind is to avoid pain and acquire pleasure that lasts forever. Complete destruction of three kinds of pains. Trividha dukkha, nivrittir achanta purushartha. Sankhya Sutra is the first sutra. Three types of pains or sorrows or miseries. Adi Bhaudika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmika. The physical and mental sufferings produced by natural and intra-organic causes are called Adhyatmika. This is intra-organic, that means psychological, physiological, internal to you. That is called Adhyatmika. And the physical and mental sufferings produced by natural and extra-organic causes are called Adi Bhautika. And the sufferings produced by the supranatural and extra-organic causes are called Adi Daivika. The condition of pain and pleasure belongs to ordinary human personality. Therefore, to gain everlasting bliss implies the urge to go beyond the ego personality. This type of desire to transcend the ordinary consciousness and personality is as old as human existence. This is evident from the Stone Age burials in Middle East and cave paintings in Southern Europe. In addition to the Indian cave paintings or most ancient practices. The civilizations of Indus Valley, Egypt, and China also express the same trend. The inherent urge for transcendence is expressed more creatively in Indian peninsula than any other part of the world. The civilization of India has developed a variety of spiritual beliefs, practices, and approaches. They are all directed towards transcendence and transformation to a dimension where one can directly come into contact with the reality. That reality is vividly called as God or Brahman or Ishvara or Absolute Supreme Being or Transcendental Self, Spirit. unconditioned and eternal, infinite, eternal, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. The terms used to this accomplishment are moksha, that means elevation of the individual to the level of supreme being is called moksha, or apavarga or nirvana or turiya, liberation or samadhi also. This spiritual creative expression is called yoga. So what is yoga? Yoga is the spiritual creative expression which aims at transcendence of the individual consciousness to the supreme supranatural transcendental consciousness, which we call Brahman or supreme being. Because development is evolution, and evolution means transcendence, and transcendence means and ends in the realization of the self or Atman. Yoga is also called as a science of perfection, perfection towards perfection. All the methods and lifestyles developed by the sages, seers and rishis of India over a period of at least 5,000 years have one and the same purpose. It is to help man to break through the ordinary consciousness and to unite with the supreme reality. It is permanent, infinite, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. The practices are directed to liberate and free from sufferings and imperfections. And one transcends eternal suffering through the self-realization, which is utterly blissful condition, and unites with the supreme reality. Then one is said to be liberated. So when you identify yourself with the supreme being or Brahman, Brahmatmana Samskriti, then you are liberated. Otherwise, you are in bondage. This is considered as the ultimate destination of human evolution. And to quote Sri Aurobindo, the unconquerable impulse of man towards God, light, bliss, freedom, immortality presents itself in its right place in the chain as simply the imperative impulse by which nature is seeking to evolve beyond mind and appears as natural, true, and just as the impulse towards life which he has planned, certain forms of life. Man himself may be a thinking and living laboratory in whose conscious cooperation nature will work out. Superman, the God, or shall we not say, rather the manifestation of God. So, as Vivekananda said, every being is potentially divine. To manifest your divinity, you are not human, actually, you are divine. Manifest your divinity is the process of transformation or yoga. So, yoga is not a religion, though yoga is the core central theme of all religions. And it is not a philosophical doctrine of theoretical nature. A lot of people think the entire thing is only theoretical. It is not so. There are people, professors who teach philosophy in colleges, Sanskrit in colleges. They express everything as if it is a theory for purpose of examination. They give lectures. The subject is not like that. It is not a theory. It is an experiential evolutionary process. And it is not exactly discussed or both connected. It is the wisdom of life. Please mute your mics. It is the wisdom of life. It is experience. So yoga is the intelligent and self-conscious effort of man towards achieving universal existence, expansion of the consciousness from the individual to the universal. It enables man to give up his material desires. Yoga elevates the thoughts and ideas of a person. The yoga is the method of training the mind and develop its powers of subtle perception so as to discover the spiritual truths. You have to discover by your own experiential process of evolution. So yoga is the realization of the hidden powers within you. So all power is within you. Swami Vivekananda also said this. You can do anything and everything to bring out those hidden powers. The transformatory process is called yoga. The aim of yoga can better be appreciated and apprehended through the following definitions, descriptions, concepts, and misconceptions. Coming to the meaning of this word yoga, the relationship between the word and its meaning is eternal. It cannot be fabricated. The term yoga has various meanings like union of Jivatma and Paramatma. Jivatma, Paramatma, Samyoga eva yoga. The union of prana and apana. Apane jupati pranam, prane apanam tathapare, pranapana gati rudva pranayama parayana. In the 4th chapter, he has described it as a yajna. And that is another definition. And there are other technical and derivative and conventional meanings. The word yoga is a noun derived from the verb root yujir, means to unite or connect. The noun yoga was thus originally used to designate the union or connection between various things. So Vedic seers use this word to denote connection between verses and words, or similarly, various Vedic texts which go by the name of sutras, brahmanas, aranyakas, use the word yoga of conjunction or connection. At one place in Atharvaveda, the word yoga has been used to denote the collection of bullocks. Kalidas also uses the word yoga to denote the event of coming together of moon and the star Chitta, which happens after the cessation of the severe cold, which we are going through right now. During Vedic period, the word yoga was most commonly employed for the harness or yoke. The bullocks, 2 bullocks are brought together with one horizontal yoke. Please mute your mics. All of you mute your mics. Please mute your mics. Thus, the word yoga is derived separately from 2 different roots, namely yujir and yuj. So the root yuj is supposed to mean at least 2 things: to control, yuj samyavat, and to contemplate, yuj samadho. So samadhi and control, yogas chittavritti nirodha, control of the mind, tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam, and to reach a state of self consciousness alone, nothing else, absorption, that is called samadhi. So both meanings are there for the word yuj samyama and yuj samadho. So thus the word yoga is derived separately from 2 different roots, yujir and yuj. So the former indicating a non-technical meaning used in the ancient Vedic period, and later with quite technical meaning of controlling the senses and the mind. So this process of controlling the mind, because ultimately it is mind is everything. Manayeva manishyanam karanam bandhamokshayo bandhasya vishayasaktam muktasya nirvishayam mana. So your mind is your universe. Your mind is your life. Your mind is everything. So your mind can show you misery. Your mind can show you pleasure, or mind can show you anything. So if you can control your mind and keep it in yourself, prashantamanasam henam yoginam sukha uttamam paiti shantarajasam brahma bhutam akalmasham. So a yogi who has got a calm mind in his own control, or around control, prashantamanasam henam yoginam sukham, he will have the highest uttamam sukham paiti shantarajasam. It will be divine light of peace. Brahma bhutam, it is indulging, it is involved with the supreme being, akalmasham. Yunjarnevam salatmanam yogi niyatamanasah Shantim Nirvana Paramam Samskama Ligachati. By practicing this Yunjan here, the word in Bhagavad Gita also is used the word Yunjan. That is by practicing yoga. Evam Sada Atmanam by self-control. Yogi Vem Niyatmanasaha. Shantim Nirvana Paramam Samskama. He will reach Nirvana Moksha. So that is what is yoga. So therefore, the transition should not be understood as to that Vedic people were not aware of the systematic practice of yoga. There is a lot of yoga in the Veda itself. David Frawley has brought out all that in his books. Because in the Vedas, there are clear indications where Vedic seers and rishis were quite familiar with the art of concentrating the mind upon various deities and objects. Like in the Yajurveda, we have a mantra, Yunjate manauta yunjate dhiyo vipra viprasya bruhataha vipaschitaha vihotra vahe vayuna videka inmahi devasya savitu parishtuti. Similar to the meaning of Gayatri mantra, we join our minds, we join our buddhis, yunjate manauta yunjate dhiyo vipra viprasya bruhataha vipaschitaha, unto the Parabrahman. In Bhagavad Gita, the word yoga was used in different meaning. Here, the yoga is described as a state of equipoise, samatvam yoga uchyate, and skill in action, yoga karmasu kaushalam. And all these scattered concepts related to yoga are codified and compiled by Patanjali. A lot of people think Patanjali Yoga Sutras are the original source of yoga knowledge. It is not really so. Patanjali has only summarized the existing, till his time, whatever existing knowledge about yoga, he had summarized. So he has not created yoga. The Yoga Vasishtha defines yoga as a technique or device that makes for successfully reaching the other shore of the stream of sorrow. In general, it is said the life is full of sorrows. They are compared as unending stream of sufferings, and yoga is described as a tool or a vehicle or a method through which one can overcome or cross the stream of sorrows and reach the other side, which is eternal happiness. Maitrayani Upanishad says that it is disunity or disharmony among various aspects of human personality, like body, mind, and spirit. When they are in disharmony, they are not synchronized, that will lead to health disorders of physical, mental, and spiritual nature, which is responsible for human suffering. So yoga is the only subject in the world which is concerned about human suffering and how to elevate, how to transcend human suffering. And to bring out this harmony, yoga is employed. This Upanishad, the Maitrayani Upanishad, defines yoga as the unity of three aspects of personality: the senses, the mind, and the prana. In one which one ceases to be under the influence of conflicting thoughts and cravings. So some people define yoga as a union of body with breath, because every exercise, every asana, we have the breathing to be specifically followed, inhale, exhale, whatever it is. So yoga is the union of body with the breathing on one side. On the other side is union of breathing with the mind, thought process. Yoga Yajnavalkya defines yoga as union of individual psyche with the transcendental soul. The idea of union is also evident in the Vishnu Purana, where yoga is defined as the union of the purified mind with Brahman, who is Narayana. The Markandeya Purana describes yoga as the separation from ignorance of impurities, which follows the attainment of true knowledge of the self. The Bhagavad Gita emphasizes the behavioral aspect of the mind as yoga, and defines as a state of equipoise and as work accomplished with detached desire. Both definitions of Gita imply the same sense. It is not performing the work with efficiently
that is counted, but it is a selfless attitude the person has towards reaping the results. Basically, giving up the ego or the arrogance of owning up the results, that is to be given up. That is Karma Yoga, according to Gita. And the Kathopanishad defines yoga as a state of steadiness of mind, along with the five senses and the intellect. The same Kathopanishad has said, Nayamatma pravachanena labhyo na medhaya na bahuna srutena. The self-realization cannot be achieved by hearing lectures or by reading books or by having a lot of intelligence. It is a self-realization experience, it's a discovery process which comes through the practice of Adhyatma Yoga. And that Adhyatma Yoga is defined as a state of steadiness of the mind along with the five senses and intellect. Patanjali, the yoga system founder, defined as Chitta Vritti Nirodha. There are 5 types of Chitta Vrittis. The control of the mind without getting modified in 5 types of Chitta Vrittis, defined as yoga. From the analysis of the above definitions and description yoga, it is evident that the essential characteristic of yoga is brought about to 2 important processes or practices which could bring about changes in the perception of the mind. They are the constant practice of Abhyasa and Vairagya. Abhyasa, Vairagya, Abhyanta, Nirodha. Patanjali defines, and even in the Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter. Abhyasena tu kaunteya Vairagyena cha vidyate. Mind can be controlled through practice and through detachment. 2 principles, Abhyasa and Vairagya. Tatra sthitau yatno abhyasaha, continuous practice repeatedly, daily, regularly. Tatsatu dirghakala nairantarya satkara sevito drudabhumi. And Vairagya is detachment, dispassion, desirelessness. Drashta vishravika, vishaya vitrishnasya vashikara sanya Vairagya. So both are required prerequisites for getting calmness of mind. Coming to the concepts, yoga symbolizes the most important features of Indian view of life. The Vedantists, the Buddhists, Jains, Shaktas, and so on have accepted fundamental principles of yoga as the model of living. The most interesting part of yoga is that it is accepted by all. Those who are at loggerheads with each other, let's say Buddhists and Sanatanis, they are at loggerheads, but they both accept yoga. Say Vaishnavites and Shaivites, they both accept yoga. Visishtadvaita, Advaita, both accept yoga. Because it's a practical, experiential aspect. It is not a dogma or theory on which there can be an argument or a dispute or a fight to defeat each other. There is no such thing here. Everybody wants practice, experience, and results of it. So the fundamental concepts of yoga can be defined as basically as a practical science for emancipation of the human self from the ignorance and suffering. The basic concepts of yoga are, number 1, there are 6 basic concepts. This way we asked in the exam also. First is drashta, the witness of self, which lies concealed at the core of human personality. The practitioner must have insight to nature so that he may discriminate between the real self and the empirical self. The second is the necessity adjustments that to be made in the internal personality of the individual rather than altering the structure of external. External environment is not in your hands, mostly. A little bit may be there, but not completely. So instead of trying to change the external environment, you try to change yourself. As Gandhiji said, you become the change which you want to first. And these internal adjustments are possible through certain physical and mental practices. That is what is covered in the system of yoga. The physical and mental energies must be conserved to the maximum in order to maintain physiological and mental harmony. The fourth principle is highest dimension of human existence must be realized through the practice of Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. The fifth is the Ishvara of yoga is not the creator of the universe, but only helps to remove obstacles in the path of realization. And sixth is it is not possible to change or alter the course of mind by its own power. It is possible to change the alter and course of the mind by its own power towards cessation of modifications through the Abhyasa and Vairagya. So these 6 principles are the basic concepts of yoga. And what are the misconceptions? The misconceptions are people think that, yoga is some kind of miracle or some kind of a fit or epilepsy. Yoga is none of this, it's all fake. Or hours like walking on water and holding up the breath for some time, or some people think it is exercise. And some people think it is physical culture. It is not true. So Patanjali has explained the kleshas, the dukkhas, and obstacles, vikshepas, and imperfections to the health of the body and state of mind. Hence, the science of yoga begins with the philosophy of sorrow, aims at the purification of the body and mind, and ends in emancipation. So there is no other subject in the whole world which aims at these important, most crucial requirements of what is sorrow and how to overcome sorrow and what are the methods to achieve emancipation. While explaining the effect of yoga, Patanjali says by regular and devotional practice, devoted, committed the dedication for 8 components of yoga, Ashtanga, Anusthana, Ashuddhikshaya, impurities of the practitioner's body and mind indulgence are removed, and Jnana Deeptihi, spiritual light or wisdom is bestowed. The 8 aspects of yoga are the Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. We will go more deeper into this. By nature, the body is tamasic, dull and sluggish. The mind is rajasic, active and dynamic, and the self is sattvic or illuminating. Practice of yoga destroys the sluggishness of the body and makes it equal to that of the active mind. The body and mind are transcended to the level of illuminative self, with perfect health in body, stability in mind, and clarity in intellect. So yoga is a science of evolution. It can be practiced by all, irrespective of religion, caste, creed, or race, or sex, or color. And it transcends desha, kala, samaya. Of course, there are rules and restrictions of following, practicing yoga. The only requirement needed is constant, continued practice and spirit of detachment with commitment to yoga practice. With this, we will close today. And we will close with chanting of the Shanti mantras, some of them. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhave, Sarvastaratu Durgani, Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu, Sarvas Sadbuddhimapnotu, Sarvas Sarvatra Nandatu, Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Om Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Om Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Om Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.
ధన్యవాదములండి ప్రభు గారు. Thank you for today's session. Anybody wants to interact with the speaker, Prabhu garu? You can raise your hands. Or I think you are all unmuted. Raise your hands if you want to interact. Otherwise, we will do Prarthana and Janganamana. Okay. Okay, Gupta Garu.
Do we get some notes on the yoga?
Prabhu, are you there? Yeah. See, whatever he is now reading out, that notes is available in soft copy. It will be given to you.
Dhanyavad.
CC, or next time, anybody else? Nobody. So let us do Prarthana. Gopal Krishna Garu, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः ओ ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम तत्सत्
ధన్యవాదములండి గోపాలకృష్ణ గారు.
Thank you.
So let us do Janaganamana now. Talla Chittibabu garu.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद।